आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यात् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मा ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Last two classes we discussed the question of the devotee, of the student. So what was the question? He is doubting that there could be a presence of a power outside this body-mind complex that will influence the senses and the mind. Something outside this.
I thought in Gita, so much 700 slokas are there. Almost 700 slokas are there. There also Lord Krishna telling about the Atma Chaitanya means who you are, you should not fear and these things. And after knowing only, when Arjuna came to know that who am I, and what is the truth of the world, this. After all, this only उसका सब जितना मोह था सब चला गया और युद्ध के लिए तैयार भी हो गया, ऐसा इंजिस्ट में मैं बोला. वहाँ भी डायरेक्ट कोई स्टेटमेंट भगवान का ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, तुम वही हो, ऐसा वो फीलिंग ऐसा किया, चारों ओर से ऐसा बनाया कि वो अपने आप को शायद पकड़ पाया ऐसा. यहाँ भी मैं देख रहा हूँ सूत्रम, तो यहाँ भी डायरेक्ट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, तुम वही हो, इस अष्टावक्र है, ये सब है. तो ऐसा क्यों, क्या मतलब इसका?
The main problem is because you are that. Subjectively you have to recognize. So if you tell some attributes, you may imagine some attributes and you may be lost with those attributes, imagining that to be Brahman.
Sure.
That is the main thing. So yesterday when we discussed about this, the body-mind, there is something outside the body-mind complex that is influencing our body and mind, senses, everything. Then you felt it could be samskaras also. So samskaras also will influence according to what our scriptures say. But if you look into the depth of those samskaras, what are those samskaras? Samskaras are jadam or chaitanyam?
Jadam.
Then gone. Then there is something behind the samskaras. So if you look at anything, if you take samskaras also, if samskaras are jadam, then they cannot do anything of their own. There should be something that is enlivening those samskaras. So what could that be? Again, so to that, this question is asking about that directly. So if the doubt can come that it can be samskaras, but if you analyze, samskaras are also jadam. So what is the power that behind the samskaras, that is because of whose presence all this is happening? Not that it is directly doing something, but in its presence everything is happening. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Charachara. So like in this, just in by presence everything is happening. What is that? That is what is the question. So what was the answer yesterday? Shrotrasya Shrotra. So it was said, in a way it was said that you are not this body-mind apparatus. You are not this. That is completely different. What is that? That is not, that power is not within your body-mind apparatus, it is said. So then what we have to do? You renounce identity with this. That's all is the teaching. You renounce identity and remain as you really are. So by that, you remain as the changeless, supreme principle. That was what yesterday's was taught. But he said, Dhiraha. Because you felt that you are this body mind, and you look into, you means usually people, they look into their mirror once in a while. So they feel that image is their identity. Nowadays in the current generation, they take 3 times a day, they take photo of themselves. So usually we take photo of others, but here it is take photo of yourself. Will you change in one day? From morning to afternoon to evening, you may not change, you will be same. But still, that has become the trend. So in that way, this identity is getting strengthened. So now if you say that you disown this, you are not this. There is a supreme power behind all this, and by recognizing that itself, you will have access to the supreme changeless principle. That's what is the teaching. So for that, you need to be Dhiraha. Dhiraha means, what did we discuss yesterday? Who is that? He has extraordinary intelligence. What is that extraordinary? How is it born? He said Chitta Shuddhi. The one who has Chitta Shuddhi. Now we can do a samanvaya of all these words. So who has Chitta Shuddhi, he is a Dhira. And the common definition of Dhira is who is courageous. So even that we can bring it here. Only he is courageous to let go this identification with the name and form, with this personality. And once he does that, then he remains as that, as what is he already is. So have you made that question as yours and comprehended the answer? Have you negated this false identity and owned the real identity? If yes, then Kenopanishad is over. So if not, then we have to see further. So in the text, a few students, that is Dhira, so who have an outstanding intelligence, they have comprehended and they are content. But there are some who are not able to succeed. So they questioned their teacher further. What did they ask? They might have requested him to explain in a way so that they could comprehend what he is saying. They wanted the answer to be put in such a way that is under the purview of their senses, of their eyes, their mind, and they want to perceive it objectively. It should be under the purview of the speech, of the eyes and the mind. So if you are asked to tell what is a cow, if a child asks you, the questioner, he will understand for sure if you hold the horns of a cow and say that this is the cow. Yes? So similar answer they are expecting here. They wanted reality to be pointed out in a similar way. So then what would the teacher say? That we can see in mantra 3. न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मो न विजानीमो यत एतदनुशिष्यात्. That is next mantra. This is the third mantra. Here the Guru is expressing his inability to teach reality objectively. What he is saying, na vidmo, I do not know of reality, which is objective to senses and mind, which you want me to tell. I don't know of such reality. Very honestly he said. Na vidmo. And na vijanimo etaida anusishyat. If I don't know about the reality which is objective to the senses, then how can I instruct you? I cannot. I do not know how to instruct you or teach you about reality of this manifestation in a way that you can comprehend objectively. I don't know, and I don't know how to teach also, because what I don't know, how can I teach? Then the student is stunned. Why you don't know? So he's saying that tatra chakshur gacchati na vak gacchati no manaha. Because these eyes, speech and the mind through which you wanted to objectify that reality is not possible, because they cannot reach their own self. Why they cannot reach? You can understand this through examples. Torchlight is there here. So can the light that is emanating from this torch project that light onto its batteries? Its own batteries? No. If you place the batteries in front, this will not work. Yes? The light cannot turn back and go towards its source. Same way. Or like the water and wave. The wave is wanted to comprehend the water objectively. Can it comprehend? Why? Because it itself is water. But objectively I want. No, it's not possible. You objectively, if you show me, if you persist, then what will the teacher say? I don't know. I don't know yet. To objectively show that. So I cannot teach you also. So such a honest admission by teacher. And what did the student feel? He wondered. If that is the case, then how did you recognize reality? Your Guru would have used some method to enable you to comprehend that reality, because you also, like us, you were a student once, and then with effort you have recognized the reality. So we all came to you to recognize, so that we can take your help to recognize the reality. Now your Guru would have used some method to enable you to understand this. So you need not create anything, you please tell what he told to us, so that you have awakened to your real nature. That you tell. Share with us that knowledge. So in the next verse, teacher is telling to the students what he learned from his teacher. Chapter 4. अन्यदेव तद्विदितादतो अविदितादथि इति सुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम् येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे अन्यदेव तद्विदितादथो अविदितादथि. The reality or Brahman cannot be pointed out objectively. Why? Because anyadeva tad viditadatu. It is different from the known. Whatever you are knowing, it is not that. It is different from the known. Everything we know of, are objects of the senses and mind. Everything you know. Are they not objects of the senses and mind? Yes. But here, this reality or Brahman is not like that. Hence, it cannot be known objectively. Cannot be pointed out objectively. Anyadeva tad viditadato. Whatever you know, it is different from that. As soon as you hear that, what will you feel? Then you will feel that then that reality is an unknown phenomenon. Whatever you know, it is not that. Then it is an unknown phenomenon. So that has to be eliminated. That assumption has to be eliminated. So Upanishad, what it is saying, the teacher is saying, Anyadeva aviditha dati. Not only it is different from the known, it is different from the unknown too. It is concluded that reality is different from the known and unknown. So this part we can take it in two ways. First is, yesterday a questioner asked, who am I? Then the teacher said, you are not this body-mind. You renounce your identity with this body-mind, he said. Yes. Then the student attempted and he renounced. Then what is he face to face immediately? So,
reality.
Reality he should be. But if he has not recognized the reality there, then where he would have been stuck?
The blankness.
In the blankness, correct. So then, if that blankness is not reality, that has to be told. That's why even in Mandakyam, na prajnam, it is said. To negate this individuality. Then immediately what is told? Na aprajnam. Not that it is some blankness or emptiness or sunyam, nothing.
Yeah.
None of this sort.
Pragyam is what, man? Pragyam.
Here, in that context, we can take it as per our discussion here, we can take it as individuality. The identity with the body-mind complex. That you renounce. Because the Jagrat, the Swapna, everything, they are all holding their
in blankness
are holding their support onto this individuality.
The sadhaka, he negates all these things, all the observing objects. Blankness there, automatically it will come. Blankness is there. In that blankness, can you mean that individuality is not there?
No. So he may come up there as that blankness.
Mm-hmm.
Once the individuality is gone. Gone means because there is nothing like if you are renouncing entire objectivity, that objectivity includes even your subjectivity.
Mm-hmm.
So that also you remove, and you are not trying to give scope for them to emerge again. Yes. Then what is there? If you ask, there can be, means like we said, if you are not fully qualified for this, but you are qualified to some extent, then you may come across blankness.
Mm-hmm.
So that has to be negated. So to negate that, we can say that this is told here. Anyadeva aviditha dati. Not even that. That also you transcend. Yes. Not that blankness. Okay. Not the what you know, not what you don't know also. Then what is there? If you ask, then there is a knowing principle there. Yes. Which cannot be negated. So that you are. In a way, this teaching is pointing out to that. Anyadeva tad viditadato aviditadati. This is what, it is Sushruma Purvesha. This only I heard from my teacher. Yenastadvyacha chakshare. Only this, nothing more than
Teacher
this.
here, anyhow, the making the student to perceive himself
Ah,
that oh, now it is objectivity, self is not there. So blankness comes. No, this is also not there.
ah. So the teacher would have felt why he is asking again objectively. Maybe he got stuck at the level of this blankness. So let me negate this blankness also. He might have felt. This is one way. This is one way. Don't take it this to be the ultimate. The next what I am saying, that is also a way we can take this mantra. So first you take this. So it is different from the known, different from the unknown. If at all we are entering onto the blankness, because nowadays many students or the seekers, they don't come to this Upanishad after doing any Vaidika karma kanda, all that. They have all their own sevas, sadhanas, or their families, and then on top of that, whenever they feel like spirituality, they open YouTube and start doing some sort of meditation. Yes?
Sunya dhanam.
Sunya dhanam. Like that, there are so many dhyanams. So, to cover all of them, I have told this way of interpreting this mantra. Okay. Now, what is that? One more way. So here it is said, Anyadeva that vidita data vidita dati. So it is concluded that reality is different from the known and unknown. Yes? Okay. Do you know of anything that is different from the known and unknown right now? Too much don't think, then you will miss. Clue I will tell. Clue.
No.
Do you know Sarvanathananda? Do you know Sarvanathananda objectively?
Yes, I know.
Objectively. Do you know Sarvanathananda?
Object only. This is body, mind, complex object.
To your body mind, will you become an object?
No.
Do you know Sarvanathananda objectively? Objectively, do you know? No. So, Anyadeva tad viditadato. So, can we conclude that you don't know Sarvanathananda at all? That also we cannot. Because I am Sarvanathananda. I cannot tell I don't know him. I cannot tell I know him also. Why? Because I am that. Yes. So, these two words are directly pointing to yourself. Sarvanathananda is different from the known and unknown also. Why? Because he himself is that. Why should I know Sarvanathananda? So you don't know? No. I know. I know and I don't know also. I don't know Sarvanathananda objectively, like you know me. Like that you don't know. And not that I don't know, I know also. Got it? This example is very relative. It will not stand further inquiry, but it was given only to get you to this subjectivity, close to subjectivity to come to. Because who is, for you, subjectivity is yourself. To that level you have to come. Why it will not withstand scrutiny? Because Sarvanathananda knows that Sarvanathananda is disciple of so and so. And he is a guru of so and so. Went with so and so futures, with so and so elements, like that, or with so and so merits, academic merits, or merits in your ashram, like that you know so and so. That's why this example will not complete. It is only to an extent it will bring you to subjectivity. See, even if you are applying to yourself, that is a thing which is beyond the known and the unknown. Because it cannot know itself. What is this knowing? It itself is that. Knowing anything about it is ridiculous. Okay. So there is something in us, as our very reality, which is not known objectively. and which cannot be labeled to be unknown either. So there is something in us that cannot be known objectively, and because of which everything that is objective is known, including the body and mind. Now what is that?
What remains is that.
It cannot be known objectively, and because of it, everything is known, including your body mind. You got this? So first we discussed one way, second one more. That's that example. Third, now we are coming on to the point. It is different from the known.
Different from the unknown.
It is different from the known. It is all this body, mind, everything, it is different. So is it unknown? So in our experience, what is it that is cannot be known objectively, and because of which everything that is objective is known? In our experience, you tell, what is it? What is it because of which you are knowing all this?
Chaitanyam.
Chaitanyam, consciousness, correct. So it is this consciousness alone which cannot be known objectively. Yes? And because of which the entire cognition is taking place. Everything that is objective is known, including your body and mind. Yes? That is Chaitanya.
That blackness also.
Including that
Blackness also.
Yes. So, and at the same time, it cannot be labeled to be unknown entity. Why?
Because it is the self only.
And everything is known. It cannot be known to be unknown entity because you are knowing everything. You are knowing everything. So you are knowing everything means this is there. Knowing everything. So then how can it be unknown entity? It cannot be unknown entity. No?
It cannot be objectified.
And it cannot be denied also. That is the thing. It cannot be objectified, at the same time it cannot be denied. It cannot be labeled to be an unknown entity, as everything is known only because of its presence. Okay. So it is not known entity nor an unknown entity. So anyadeva tad viditadato aviditadati. What is it? It is what you essentially are. So the teaching is pointing out to it is different from what you know, and it is different from what you don't know. So what is that is your real nature. Directly it is pointing out. Different from the known and different from the unknown. Unknown means here what we are saying, not the blackness that you remove. That is gone. Now we are going into very subtly. It is different from the known. Means none of this known. I know myself to be so and so. No, not that. And it is different from the unknown also.
नहीं जानता हूँ ऐसा भी नहीं है.
Unknown also. So what is that in my experience? Is me, my real nature. My real nature I don't know objectively. Not that it is not there. It is there as your very real nature. See how it is constructed. You cannot have any imaginations about reality within the realm of your senses or the mind. Gone. Then can you deny it? No. Because I am that. Got that? Now that's why I told the Sarvarajan example you got to bring it more subjectively. Sarvarajan we cannot deny because he is there. Now we are going into the reality of Sarvarajan. So that you cannot know it objectively, but you cannot deny it because you are that. Iti sushruma purvesham yenastadvyacha chakshire. This is what I heard from my teacher. He said, this is what. More than this, what will the teacher say? The teacher is compassionate and if the student is eligible, he will directly point out to the truth. That is what his teacher has done to him. So the same thing he is doing to his students, to us, this teacher of this Upanishad. Even scriptures are pointing to this only. Like Mandukya Upanishad. What does it say? Ayam Atma Brahma. That reality who you are, that only, that's which you are assuming to be body mind, that is not the reality. But the essence of that is Brahman, is that infinity. Infinite conscious existence is your real nature, it is telling. Ayam Atma Brahma. Brihadaranyakam also is trying to point out that Sakshat, Aparokshat, Brahma. That you cannot miss, it is. It is immediate. Sakshat, Aparokshat, direct. This is these mantras are directly pointing out to this. Different from the known. And different from the unknown. Not that I don't know about it. Why I don't know? Why I cannot say that I don't know about it? Because I am that. I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. So it is Sakshat Aparokshat. So with this one teaching, there is Sakshat. Sakshatkar of that Sakshat principle, which is always Nityam, it is Aparoksha. You don't need the senses to see it because you are that. You don't need this Akshi, this eye support to see that because you yourself are that. No. So you yourself are the solution for your question. Because okay, if I am the reality or Brahman, then why do I not know it at all? If I am only that, then I should know it. No?
Already also you give help. How can you know by yourself?
But why should I even have a doubt?
This may,
know. As I was born, I should know that I am that. This question can come up. If I am the reality or Brahman itself, then why do I not know it at all? Because I assume myself to be otherwise. That's all. I assume myself to be otherwise. That's why they say, no? Like as soon as you wake up, there is a fraction of second where there is no identity with this body mind. But you will feel discomfort as though in vacuum and immediately cover it up with that I am this body. Immediately you look at your everything is there and you look at the mirror. So this knowledge is sahaja. But because of our affinity and our tadhyatmyam with this body consisting of the senses and the mind, that we are missing it. That's all. So what is the way out? Way lies only in negating what we are not. That's all. Nothing more. We are already that. But because of our affinity, adhyasa, towards this body-mind complex, we are missing it. So what is the way out? Negate. That's what is told. That identity. What we are already is Swayam Prakasha. Hence it need not be attained. Why? It is Swata Siddham. It is already attained. Your real nature. Siddham it is. Solution is not through gaining something new, but only negation of false assumptions. From childhood, we are used to gaining something. First, that fellow is restlessly, helplessly lying down in the cradle. But once he gets energy, then he wants to, first he wants to hold on something. Later he wants to hold on with his mind. That's what we are doing. The whole education is that. First you hold on to alphabets, then numbers. Then you use them to hold on to various things. So we are used to this. Holding on.
Even after becoming sadhus and these things.
Yes.
Holding some images.
That became an obsession. You hold on to learning. Now you hold on to some language. You hold on to grammar, nyaya, mimamsa, everything. Hold on. They are all good as long as they are fruitful to get you to this knowledge. Otherwise, you should not get on to this acquiring business. This endless acquiring of knowledge will not give you this. This is very simple. Solution is not through gaining, but only through negation of false assumptions. This is aropanam, what you have assumed on ourselves, that you have to negate. A mirage is there. Mirage is an illusion. How do you overcome that?
This is simple. We have to negate.
Negate that. That's all.
That's all.
There is no other answer for that. No, because anyway it is there. I am seeing something. Let me put on something. You can put it. You can go on like that, but you will not come to the reality.
Okay, then these are body, mind, and these things. Also, that Upanishad and somewhere it is called is Atman. Body is Atman. This mind is also Atman. Mind is Atman. If it is their Atman, then why should we negate all this to know the reality?
If you are earnest to know the reality, then you have to negate what you assumed yourself to be yourself till then, that you have to negate. If you have to know your real nature, then you have to negate your unreal nature. Like till you are yogyam for this knowledge, we have to tell you that you are so and so, you are son of so and so, you are brother of so and so. Then later you are disciple of so and so. Then you work in so and so place, you do seva in so and so place. Like you yourself were saying about one Mahatma. He got Diksha from one person and he got a mantra from one person, then he got like that. So what are all these attributes that we put on to that person? We are, all those attributes, are they really essential for us? They are essential till we have the maturity to take the leap of negating all these attributes and recognizing as we really are. Okay? Satyatva buddhi of the superimposition has to be negated. Then what remains is Satya. So Shravana Manana Nidhyasana are not for objective speculation about the reality, but for subjective recognition. Objectively, if you go on speculating, that means you can speculate till you are ready for this subjective recognition. So in scriptures, you can go on reading endlessly. Why? Till you come to a point where you can subjectively recognize what they are talking. The flight is there, the runway is there, it has to take off. To take off, it should go at a stipulated speed, it should go. Only then that will generate according to physics, it will generate that lift for it to fly. But if that speed to go on the runway is not there for that engine, then what it will do? It will go round and round on the runway only. Yes. So all sadhanas, including the sadhana to acquire knowledge and going endlessly after scriptures, is this process. Because that machine doesn't have the capacity to take off, because it cannot generate the lift, because it cannot go at a particular speed. So realizing this, after going around the country, Swami Vivekananda, he said, do selfless service. Okay? Selfless devotion. Why? They are in no way less. Instead of birth after birth, going after holding on to these books and keeping on your head and going and yes, in the name of Atmajnana, first you undertake these and you get acclimatized with that egolessness. Then, once you are put on this path of knowledge, you just take off. Yes? Okay.
Right.
So, when Satyatva Buddhi of the superimposition is negated, what remains is Satyam. So, the Shravana Manana should be for subjective recognition, not for objective speculation. Then what about moksha? Moksha means what? It is Swaswarupa. There is nothing that needs to be done for the sake of moksha. Only let go ignorance. Anavashya hai na, wo chod do. Ignorance. You let go of that ignorance. About what? Swarupa. That's all. If you let go, then you don't need to acquire anything. The disciple, he will tend to reach Brahman, which he has conceptualized as different from himself. But the Guru, what he will do? Because he is compassionate, he will point out to the mistake of the disciple. In not being able to recognize the Brahman as his Swarupa. The Guru is compassionate, why I am saying? Because he is directly pointing out to the mistake. The disciple wants to objectify the reality. Guru is only correcting that. See, you cannot do that. You are already that, you only have to recognize. Whatever is coming in the way, you drop that. And you recognize that. So Upanishad says, you are already that. That's why you cannot know it objectively. Nor can you remain ignorant of it. You cannot know objectively, at the same time you cannot be ignorant of it. You will verify now. Who are you objectively? Objectively, who are you?
Non-self.
Huh?
Anatma.
Objectively, who are you? If I ask you, you will show me your Aadhaar card. Yeah, this body, mind, apparatus. That has to be negated because your real nature is not objective. Yes, that has to be negated. Because your real nature is not objective, that's what it is told. As for me, objectively, I am this personality. Now, your real nature is different from that, it is told. So, you have to negate that objectivity. Now, to whom is this body, mind, apparatus objective?
That think this is Jivatman.
First, who are you objectively, I asked. Then you will say body, mind, apparatus. To whom is this body, mind, objective we are asking?
Chaitanyam.
Chaitanyam, that's what we usually say. Consciousness. So that consciousness exists.
Definitely.
Hence, that's why it is for this reason only everything seems to be objective. Because it is existing. So that consciousness is existing. It is a conscious existence. Can you imagine yourself to be devoid of that?
No.
Why?
Never.
Why?
Because I am that.
And if you disown that, then what will you be?
Body manipulators.
That also, because that is known by this. So that we left and we came to this. Now if you let go this, then who are you? Nothing. 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 Shunyam. Because that you are knowing because of consciousness. Now if you let go this, then who are you? Shunyam. Nothing. Are you nothing?
No.
No. Then who are you?
Consciousness.
Conscious existence. See how natural it is. You are knowing all these things because of that. Because you are knowing everything because of this. Are you this? If you say scripture is saying you are not this. Okay, then who am I? Who is knowing this? Okay, conscious existence. No, now you negate that. If you negate that, you will be nothing. And I am not nothing now. I am knowing and I know that I exist. So I am conscious existence. So if this conscious existence doesn't have any limitations, then it is infinite. Anantam. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma. So, in this mantra, directly it is pointed out as to what is your real nature. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Wow.